Welcome to Sola Melodica. I am Tim Kaiser. On this channel, we reflect and react to music lyrically, looking for redemptive qualities in the gift that is music. Today, we are back again with a Perfect Circle song. This is a song, Talk Talk. It was a listener suggested song, and I read through the lyrics. I'm not familiar with the song because if you've been following the channel, I'm new to Tool and new to A Perfect Circle, and I'm pacing myself in those songs as I record them for a genuine reaction. I did read the lyrics, like I said, perfect song for what we're doing here, and we will get into some great tunes with Talk Talk by A Perfect Circle. If this is your first time for joining me, thank you so much. If you've been here before, it's really appreciated, and no subscribers, blessings to you.
We're bleeding out. Thoughts and prayers, adorable. Like cake in a crisis. We're bleeding out.
And be careful with these bands, because you never know, something's going to surprise you at the end. So I didn't want to. All right, so if you followed this channel before, if this is not your first listen of a Tool song or a Perfect Circle song, you know I have a ton of respect for Maynard as a musician, as songwriter, lyricist, frontman. I think he's one of the best. And his songs are perfect for dissecting in a biblical worldview, Christian worldview. And this is another great one, right? So although I'll disagree with a lot of lyrics, doesn't mean I don't have a ton of respect for how he puts his songs together, and being able to get your passion and thoughts on paper. That's so hard to do, especially in a song that's so few words. And he does it, and there's someone else, William Howardell, is also given songwriting credits in this one too. So this is another one that's classic, very provocative and kind of poking at certain people. And so let's get into it a bit. You're waiting on miracles, bleeding out, thoughts and prayers, adorable. That's a great line. I love that line. Unfortunately, it's taking on a zeitgeist type meme, viral type idea right now specifically. And that's just, sometimes that is a thing that people say, oh, my thoughts are with you, I'm praying for you. But there are people who actually do, and I heard a message of the day, a portion of a message of the day from one of my favorite ministers. He's an Anglican priest in Grove City, Pennsylvania, and small church there outside the college there. But I think he's one of the best Bible communicators in the States right now. And he talked about that very thing, thoughts and prayers, and how it can be banal and it can be kind of like a toss away comment. But there are people who do just try to get in deep and wrestle with these crazy things that are happening in our world, and they do connect with God. And so not all of them are tossed away. Now, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there and I haven't talked to Maynard personally about if this is him just kind of like him and William are just talking about a certain person or a certain group of people, or if they're just like whitewashing or just paint with a broad brush here the whole Christian faith. And it's obvious from Maynard's songs. I mean, the guy went through a ton with his mom, right? So he's wounded, he's hurt, and he's getting a lot of that, has got a lot of that angst out in here, and and shooting arrows at the church. And a lot of it is, I'm sure a lot of it is well-deserved, because unfortunately, the thing about being a Christian is that you don't all of a sudden become a Christian and become perfect. And everything you do is 100% dedicated to alleviating pain for somebody else. Unfortunately, there's still a life to live here, and we're still dealing with things in our own nature that have to be put down every single day, and denying ourselves and picking up our cross and following Christ every day, right? So he talks about that, like cake in a crisis. It's useless. While you deliberate, bodies accumulate. So we're just, bumping our gums, so to speak, and it's getting worse and worse. Sit and talk like Jesus. Try walking like Jesus. Sit and talk like Jesus. Talk like Jesus. Talk. Get the F out of the way. So here's a thing that most people, they think they know Jesus. They think they know God, because I'll hear something like this. My God would never send somebody to hell. And they sound so pious when they say it. But what they've done is they've broken the second commandment. They've created the second commandment, and they've created their own idol of who they think God is. And Jesus wasn't, the long flowing lamb on his shoulder, no calloused hand, kind of wimpy, milquetoast type preacher. He was tough. He was tough as nails. And if you read the things he said, he made some very abrasive statements to people. So here he's saying, sit and talk like Jesus. Try walking like Jesus. If we all walked just like Jesus did, we couldn't, because he was perfect. But if we did the things he did, he walked like that, and guess what that got him? It got him crucified, because he did what he did, right? So he was perfect love, but he also was brutally tough with people and didn't tolerate nonsense. Now, he was tougher on the religious folk of the day, the Pharisees, Sadducees, the teachers of the law, but he still was tough on people who were sinners. He was tough on the Syrophoenician woman. So that's it. That is good. So we need to walk more like Jesus, but don't think because we walk like Jesus, it means people are going to like us anymore. They're going to hate us more. You know what I'm saying? Don't be the problem, be the solution. He repeats that 3 times and says problem, problem, problem. So my question is, what's the problem? What is the problem? And I would venture to say the problem in our world right now is sin is the problem. And I'm not saying someone doing something bad. Oh my God, they're doing something bad. They're in the corner and they're shooting heroin. Oh my God, they're robbing a bank. No, I'm just saying the pervasiveness of sin, the sinfulness of sin makes things putrefied. It's a putrefaction of society because of that, you know. And then and be the solution. We can't be the solution because Christ is the solution. And I know that sounds like, that sounds so stupid. It's a stupid argument. It's a circular argument. This is gonna be like a 10-minute video, so we can only say so much, right? But Christ is the solution. Our job as Christians is to simply be a witness of Him, and that means basically give our life up and die for Him, and witness to the resurrection of Christ, and that. And it is to make disciples of all nations, Matthew 28, Acts 1:8, and to speak about Christ and what He's done and the redemption that He offers. And that's found in Romans chapter 10. So those 3 areas, that's kind of what our thing is to do. And we are created for good works, right? Ephesians 2 says that we're in Christ Jesus. We are created for good works. We are to do good things. We don't get credit for those for doing good things. We don't do good things and earn our way into heaven or a better level of heaven. We are only get to heaven by what Jesus did. Now, we as Christians do but it is our outworking of our love for God is good works and loving people, and that does happen. So I wasn't, I've never talked to Maynard before personally. I don't know exactly what he meant here. If he's just like, broad brush the whole church is a bunch of hypocrites, or if there was a certain group of people that song was particularly about. So I'm going to take the thing here, the whole church. There are people who do bump their gums and do nothing. There are hypocrites in the church. I won't disagree with that. How could I? There are also ex-murderers, there's ex-adulterers, there's ex-pornographers, there's ex-drug addicts, alcoholics, thieves. There's all kinds of people that have been washed by Jesus and made clean. Perfect people. Jesus said, I didn't come for the sick. I didn't come for that. Well, I came for the sick. Right? So it's the people who are sick that need that, right? But here are some of the things. As I was reading the lyrics, I wrote down the things that the church has done. And I'm not trying to make excuses or defend. I'm just saying something that people think the church does nothing. But there's 726 faith-based hospitals in the United States alone right now. And that number is actually up since 2013 by almost 10%. So there's Methodist churches, Baptist churches, Jewish churches, Lutheran churches, Catholic churches. There's all kinds of churches that are hospitals and medical centers and things of that nature. Almost half of the churches in the United States right now have some kind of food distribution for people who are hungry or are food deprived. Half of the churches, and there's a lot of churches. So the church I go to, we're not a huge church, but twice a month we throw open the doors and we give out food to everybody. Right now I have friends who are in Ukraine and Romania, and we're funding churches there so they can have food and feeding hungry people who have nothing. So there are outworkings of this. 7,000 colleges, universities are faith-based. There's $131 billion were given to faith-based charities in 2020. Now, again, I'm big on this. I think sometimes that money is blown in overhead, but a lot of it does get to people and help people. So should we make ourselves uncomfortable? Absolutely. Should we sacrifice? Yes, we should, and we should do more. Faith without works is dead. Here the songwriters are quoting the book of James, and James said that faith without works is dead. And it's not like faith without works is dead, talk without works is dead, faith without works is dead, 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 dead. Yes, agreed, biblical, scriptural. And it's one of those things where it's not like we don't earn our way into God's good graces or favor or heaven by doing things. Again, that's an outworking of what we do, right? We are so grateful for what I was redeemed from a terrible life. And I still fight every single day, and I still have to go to God every single day for forgiveness. but out of that, I've been blessed financially, and I have a great job, I love to give to people who are less fortunate. And then, again, we're helping people in Ukraine. We're feeding hungry people here in our small community, and I'm doing what I can, helping other churches and other ministries. And we'll buy groceries for people or whatever we feel impressed to do. We love to give, and it's only because, and it's not that we're looking for any attention for it. It's just because we are grateful for what God did for us. Sit and talk like Jesus. Try walking like Jesus. We covered that one. That's a repeat verse. Try braving the sun. Yes. Or try braving the rain. I'm sorry. Braving the rain. Yes. Make yourself uncomfortable. Try lifting the stone. Yes. Make yourself uncomfortable. Try extending a hand. Absolutely. Try walking your talk, or get the F out of my way. No disagreements there. We should do more than this. I agree. Totally agree. But we're never going to be perfect, and I hate to disappoint somebody that think we are, because if we were perfect, we wouldn't need God. So is there more we can do? Absolutely. Are we doing some things? We're doing okay. I think we're doing better, and it's important that that we continue to do that. But just because we walk like Jesus, if you're listening to this and you're of the Christian side, and you're saying, well, I'm going to do more and people love me, they won't. They'll hate you. They'll still hate you. And because Jesus basically warned us, if people don't hate you, you should be concerned, because we're just. It's almost like the image of God is trying to be killed again. They killed Jesus back in AD 30 or whatever it was, but every single day, murders and abortions and things of that nature is just a war against the image, the imago Dei, the image of God. And if you are trying to bear that image, even when your motive is pure and all you want to do is help people, someone's going to hate you, and you're going to face all kinds of persecution, and that's okay. So anyway, great songwriter, great musicians, great. I love this a perfect circle tool. They're fantastic, and they keep me on my toes, and they should keep a lot of us on our toes. And for that, I am grateful, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Maynard, because I know he has suffered so greatly, and I do pray for him that that those wounds will subside, or maybe they already have. I don't know. I doubt it, but that those wounds subside, and the peace of God and the grace of God comes upon him. Anyway, so if this video is a blessing to you or added value to your life, please like it. If you haven't subscribed and you feel like subscribe. We have more stuff coming out. Until then, may the peace of God, the grace of God come upon you, overwhelm you, overtake you, and I will see you soon with a new video.